the United States of America and Great Britain promised the Ukraine nation that it would maintain its sovereignty if it would give up its nuclear weapons. Now Russia is invading the Ukraine, and that promise seems to be broken. What is it that can be done? They can do one of three things. They can stand by the side and watch Vladimir Putin take the Ukraine and desecrate it. Or they can stand up for the Ukraine and begin World War III. Or they can have the world courts declare Putin a war criminal and go after him as they did Gaddafi and as they did Osama bin Laden. The third choice is the better choice. Now it should be said that these things are not simple. And it should also be said that while you may think this would be the last great war, the war to end all wars, we tell you now, if you have another world war, it will not be your last war. And it will not be a final earth-ending war. That is still in the future. And we also tell you that because the Russian church has blessed this blasphemous desecration, that which now people think of as the Russian Orthodox Church shall come to an end. That church that is sponsored by communists, that church that has sold its soul. It is not the Russian Orthodox Church. That church still exists and will continue to exist even into the future, when many things shall be greatly different. So, what would we tell you now? How would we tell you to deal? First, we tell you that the nations should stand together with Ukraine. Be aware that Putin is not shy about nuclear weapons. We have told you before there would be limited nuclear warfare. If you stand by and watch the Ukraine fall, there will still be a World War III resulting from what is going on at the moment. If you intervene and Putin responds with massive force, there will be a World War III. So how do you avoid this? There is only one way, and that is by elimination of Putin and those who enable him. How do you eliminate him? We have given you that already. And you can go after him. Just as you went after Colonel Gaddafi. Just as you went after Osama bin Laden. Just as you have gone after other terrorist leaders. But you can also allow his own inner circle to remove him if you are willing. You have been unwilling to put real, harmful, hurting sanctions on Putin and his cronies because you fear hurting your own people, and you think the American people and the British people don't have the courage to stand up to a little extra cost to save human lives. Americans are more resilient than American leaders are. The leaders of America are thinking and living, all of them almost, as if they are in a past era. And Putin, oh, he is living in a distant past era and taking some advice from his Orthodox Church that lives in some century way back. Like all churches, churches tend to be pretty damn slow to change. They want to hold on to the past. They are more interested in having synods and making sure that every word is right in their formulations than they are in pursuing the truth. And meanwhile, you have saints and mystics in various religions. Yes, Buddhist and Christian, Orthodox and Catholic, Hindu. And in all of these faiths, even in the swirling, twirling Islam, you have mystics that reach out. And if they can't grab on to divinity, they are at least willing to allow the shadow of divinity to pass over them. Meanwhile, religion is so bound in its damnable faith that it has, and this was not a misuse of words when we say damnable faith, that it has actually cut off its own spirituality and dried up its own soul for the sake of its law. That is what happens when people become too bound to the intellect and too bound to the way of the past and tradition to experience the divine flowing through them. So, quite simple. It is quite simple. Well, everyone wants to legislate peace. Peace comes from within the heart. And how you go about dealing with this situation is so simple that it is just maddening to watch while you hold councils and while you proclaim that, oh, you can ship armaments and, oh, you're doing all that you can to help. Then there are the other fools, those who say, oh, God bless you, we will pray for you. Well, prayer without action is dead. Prayer without action is like a gun without bullets. It is like an army without soldiers. It is a cry in the dark without the power of angelic force. Action allows the angelic force, the energies of the divine, to move through you and upon this earth. So, now we tell you simply, you have but 3 courses of action, and 2 of them are not really good. So, pray if you will. Complain if you must. Act now, or then you will have no right to pray and complain and blame God, because God didn't create this mess, and you are prolonging it through your inactions. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with each of you.